Hey everybody, how's it going? Oh, it's a beautiful day here. We are getting a break from the rain. Man, the last few days has been kind of yucky. Yes, it's October at the making of this video, October 2020, and oh my gosh, it was been busy here lately. Got a lot of things going on here actually. Well, matter of fact, we had to set up this carport here. Oh my gosh, hopefully trying to get the ISO down as best as I can, but hopefully it's not drowned out too much. We had to put up the 10 by 20 carport. If you've seen these before, we did these, we used to do rabbits and chickens in it. We got it from like Costco or something. We had to set it up here because we had to move a bunch of stuff that was down at the shop, outside the shop, up to the house. And we couldn't put it in the backyard because the backyard's got a whole bunch of firewood that Ben back there is cutting up, and we're starting to try to process and get going. So we had to put the carport up here so we could empty out the shop, and we couldn't put it in the backyard because the firewood there, but we had no place to put the firewood. So building a woodshed. It finally stopped raining. I can start working at it, but today is shop class, and shop class means the kids and I are doing some welding, and that brings you to today's video as well as several videos that are going to be coming up in the future. I used to weld. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was motor T, so I learned a bunch of other things. One of the things I learned in motor T was how to weld. I did arc, MIG, TIG, oxyacetylene, I did brazings, all that kind of stuff. And I did my schooling in Aberdeen, Maryland. That's where they used to send all the Marines, Army, and Air Force actually was there. When I was in the Marine Corps, I had probably 5 or 6 airmen in my class. Going through welding and motor T and stuff like that. So anyhow, well, we're gonna start welding. If many of you follow Instagram, you see that we bought a MIG welder. And I don't know if I mentioned it in a video for YouTube, so I'm mentioning it now. We bought a MIG welder. It's Hobart, made in America. Very important thing. You guys will learn more about that later on at the end of this year in 2020. Got some really cool announcements for you. But we had to empty out the bottom of the shop here, outside the shop, because as you know, I have an overhang out here. And when I built the shop, I left the bottom 20 by 20 like it was before, and we overhung this pot so we'd have an area to do some welding, because I already had an arc welder. I had a Lincoln arc welder, a 220, and I've always wanted a MIG welder, and I wanted to get back into it. Kids are getting older now. They both actually have an interest in welding, so we bought a MIG welder, and we started practicing a little bit, running some beads, but ultimately it got to the point where, well, all we're doing is just running beads. And the beads are looking okay for beginners, and even for myself. It's been 24 years or something since I touched a MIG welder, so quite rusty. But suffice it to say, we moved all the stuff out of here. We put it up in that carport that I just showed you, and I bought some of this clear vinyl roofing. I did some framing, and Ben and I put the clear roofing up here. Oh, bright light. We put the roofing up here, and we made our walls, so this way it protects us this winter, this fall and winter, from rains and the winds. We can do the work down here. And just yesterday I was down here doing some electrical, and I had to go and put some candle lighting in. I had a couple of lights out here, but I just did I just did 6. Now we have 3 at this side and 3 at that side. So now when it's not so sunny, or if we want to work out here in towards the evening or dusk hours, we actually have lighting here, which is really cool now. So we got that started. As you see, there we go. Probably camera doesn't do too well with how it looks, but we got it going. So we're ready to do some welding today. We're gonna bring you guys along for the ride. Basically, myself, Ben, who is 16, and Ella, who is coming up on 15, we will be welding. And our first project is a welding table. This area right here we're working with is about 19 feet 4 inches by 9 feet 8 inches. So we don't have a big area to weld. So we're kind of limited what we want to do, and there's still gravel down here, so there's not a concrete floor, so that's going to limit to some of the things and ideas that we're going to do. But we did buy the materials, and we're going to go get it all started, and we're going to bring you guys along and make this series basically, you know, father, son, and daughter. Father, son, daughter, learning how to weld, something like that. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this actually, but I thought you guys might find it interesting. A little bit change of pace from the knives and other things that have been going on. This is one of the reasons why the books are closed, because we knew going ahead towards the end of 2020, it was going to be very, very busy. I do have everybody's orders here at the making of this video. I will just say, okay, well, first and foremost, everybody, now many of you know that have been following the channel. 4 to 6 months. You order a knife, it's 4 to 6 months. It's not because I just get a bunch of stuff together, I get all your money and I just sit on it. That's not the case. I am 4 to 6 months out because I am raising 2 teenage kids. I am the primary homeschooler, and he's driving around with the John Deere for some reason there. But all your knives orders are right there. Look, see, everybody's orders are right here. Okay, and because it's a Monday, I'm filming this. Monday is class day. Monday, it's the kids. We're doing ASL. We start our spelling. We do some geometry. We do shop class, all that kind of stuff. And I have Kit's knife right here that I'll be working on shortly. By the time all this video goes out, I'll already have made this video. That knife will be in Kit's hands. That's a very special knife. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you all. But yes, I have all of your orders. I have Dex, James, Alex, Philip, Jim, Greg, Graham, Mark P, Debbie, Vetpaw. I have Chris W, Keith I, Dex, again, Mark K, Eric, David K, David B, Hayden, I believe that is Hayden, Michael W, Paul C, Kyle B, Edwin, Wendell and Kathy, and Stan and Marvin. Some of you guys will get your knives this 2020. Some of you are going to be getting them into January 2021. But I got a couple emails from folks asking me, hey, when's my knife done? Is it ready yet? And you guys just ordered it in September, end of August, first part of September. That doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way. No. So anyhow, let's get to welding. Enough babble. Let's get back to welding. This will be definitely a part 2 or 3 series, but let's get to welding. I had a bunch of stuff here, but that's for another video. Sit there. No, stop. No, stop that. She did her first tack job on our table. So you ready to take the angles off to see if it held?
Oh boy.
Yeah. We put those angles on there so this way, you know, it holds everything on a 45, keeps everything straight. So you put those on there and you tack weld everything. Now it's all ready to rock and roll. Look at that. It's holding.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now it's my turn. Whoa! I'm going to do a couple more tacks on this side. I'm going to do one on this side. I'll do a couple more there and then I'll be done.
Okay.
Woo! Look at that. Hey gang, how you doing? Got our attractive welding gear on here right now. This is day 2. We actually did some welding and we had some issues with the grinder. We had issues with the welder and feeding and all this stuff together. We're just learning, and so we got everything sorted out. And then last week it was crazy with tests and such. So this week we're back at it again. So this is day 2, the second week actually. It's only been a second for you guys. But Benny's in and out. Ella and I got these 2 legs tacked welded that day. And now today Ben's gonna tack these legs on. And then we're gonna run beads. And then we have to cut our cross bracing. And we're gonna get all that stuff sorted out. So I'm just gonna not bore you anymore with that stuff and get you back in here watching the kids weld. she's not welding. What's going on? She's trying to get the feel.
It's perfect.
Oh, perfect. Okay, there we go. So we just got a piece cut in over here. Fits perfectly. One of the things that we realized is what doesn't work good is what we ended up doing is instead of taking these pieces of steel here, like this one here, instead of taking this piece of steel and those and pushing them in a little bit, we left them flush because we took our little red magnets here and we did that to tack them in so we hold them in place. That was not a good idea. That wasn't a good idea because what ended up happening is we end up with a gap. We end up with this little gap right there, and that's not good. That little gap right there is not good, and it's hard to get a bead. We got a tack on there, but we can't run a full bead because the gap is so big. We're not there yet, guys. We're not that experienced. Try doing it over here, and that looked bad. We're gonna censor that one. That's so ugly. That's got to be censored. So what we're gonna do is we're going to be able to weld over here in these corners. We'll be able to weld here, and we'll be able to do the inside corners and, you know, tops, inside corners, across the bottom, in the fronts. We're only going to do tacks. You know, we got a bead here, a bead there, beads there. Again, it's not going to go anywhere. It's only the table that we're going to be building things on. So now the biggest thing is, one of the things Ella's been struggling with is getting comfortable putting like hand positions. She doesn't know what to do with her hands. I tell her, you're supposed to weld with them. But it's, you know, how to hold, because sometimes you'll use your left hand. If you're righty, you use your left hand to support your right hand that's got the gun. And so she's just trying to get the feel of that. Plus, on top of it, she's got the small hands and the stiff gloves. And when they're new gloves, even for me, when they're new, they're really stiff and they're hard to like squeeze and get your stuff. You don't have the dexterity you would in a different type of glove. So it's just trying to break them out. It's trying to break them and get it all done, and the shield keeps falling down on her face. So she's going to run some tacks on this one now, and we're going to get that started. Hopefully we'll have the actual legs and all the supports done today. Woohoo! Okay, well, I got to run a couple of beads, do some tacking, and we've been struggling. Been struggling a little bit. It's been a while, but let's see here. I did inside corners. I did one left-handed, and I did one right-handed. So I did this here, kind of sloppy or cool now. I did this one over here. I don't know if you guys can see. Can't see that. It's too dark. Hard to do all that. See, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, that's a yucky one right there. You can see that one. And then that one right there too. That's another yucky one right there. Oh, got to over. There we go. Like that and like that. So, hey, anyhow, got those. And got some beads going across there as well. So, Ella's going to go ahead and do some vertical corners. We got to do these corners going up and down now. We got to do a little vertical corner welding, which she hasn't tried yet. I did a little bit of it. And I did this side. I got the short sides. I get the short sides, and Ben and Ella both get the long sides. So, yeah, we won't look at this side again. This is the bad side here. But now you're going to run like a 3 or 4 inch bead, maybe 3 of them across the front, and maybe 3 across the back in your vertical welds. Haha. And then Ben gets to weld his. You've got to weld. Oh, no, you're done welding yours. You're going to do what? Yeah, he's done welding that. Oh, we got to do he's got to do his vertical insides, and then we got to make our little supports up here because we might do a shelf on the inside and the bottom. We don't know yet, so baby steps. Well, that's it. We did it. Yes, we managed to get the table completed. And kids are actually getting their stuff. We're coming down. We have other projects we're already starting to work on because we got to break in our new table. That's right. So we're working on new projects right now. So the kids and I are coming down to the shop today, and we're going to start finding materials and get everything sorted. But to show you what the table looked like, I figured, well, what the heck? I might as well bring you guys out here for a little bit of a showing. So here we go. Boom. Oh, I can't see it there. There it is. There it is. See? Ha ha! That's right. Okay, so dimensions. It's 36 inches high, 24 inches wide, and 48 inches long. And we went ahead, as you saw in the video, we actually cut and ground down and cleaned up the angle iron, the angled pieces, 2 inch by 2 inch, and we built a bottom shelf down here. But with the bottom shelf, what I did is I ended up using cement board. I have a bunch of cement board from little remodeling projects from years ago. I have it saved up. So I said, well, instead of buying some steel and putting it down there, I just threw some cement board down there. It's very durable. I was going to use wood. I got plenty of like plywood and such, but we are exposed. We have a little bit of moisture out here. So I thought, well, cement board would probably work out better. Now, the one thing we still have to do yet is we're going to have to lift this up a little bit and put on some wood blocks so then we can start doing some black Rust-Oleum kind of primer paint on this. It's not going to get exposed to direct element, like direct weather, but it will be outside and there's moisture in the air, especially here in the PNW in the fall and winter and spring. So basically, 8 months out of the year. But we'll primer the legs and primer some of the stuff to kind of clean it up a little bit. But we're going to leave the top, of course, raw steel. But yeah, so there we have it so far. Super cool. The top was, I believe this was 3/8 of an inch, I think it was. Quarter or 3/8 of an inch. No, it's at least, I think that's 3/8. I don't think that's half. I think that's 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch thick. And then the legs and all the tubular steel was all 1/8 inch thick. So so the tubular steel 4x4 for the legs. We did 1x3 for the basically the framing around, and then we put the tabletop on it, and then we did 2x2 1/8 inch thick angle iron right there. And that's it. So we got a ton of steel back over there. We kind of moved everything around a little bit. We're hoping we'll probably put something like a little tabletop over here or something. Something that we can take the welder and set it up here, either one of the welders, and set them up, and that'd be good. And then keeping most of the stock steel off the ground for right now until we build some kind of support system like a rack. That would be something else we could probably fabricate later on down the line. But thought I'd show you guys this and say thank you for everybody for watching and supporting. We're happy. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to wrap up this video. We're going to go pick out our materials and we're going to start in the next video because I think these are going to be cool. So again, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thank you for keeping me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket. Getting a little laughter back there. I'm getting distracted. I'm not used to dealing with crowds. But guys, thank you again. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Keep me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket, and we'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.